Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Infused Transitions. If you are new here, welcome. We're so glad that you have joined us. And if you are returning, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate all of you. If you find that this resonates with you, please hit that like button, as that helps the videos and the messages to get out there to reach more people that may also benefit from it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and the bell so that you can get notification anytime I send up or put up new content, new information. These are general readings, so they may or may not resonate with you, and they are timeless. So when you find this video, this is the right time for you. But as always, take what resonates and just leave the rest. And yeah, I think that's the bulk of the announcements. I'm going to be doing a reading, and we're going to see how you guys feel about it. If this is something that you would like to see more frequently, let me know. And what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be looking at the upcoming week. What archetype is going to best serve us as we move through the week? Because to me, that's something, again, just like time, it's fluid, right? We don't operate only from one archetype 24/7. So we're going to look at what archetype would best serve us as we move through the week, looking for any additional wisdom that we can gain to incorporate or to be on the lookout for as we move through the week. And then I will plug in other decks just as I am moving through the reading. This really is going to be a very fluid reading, and I'm just going to go with what I'm guided to do in the moment and talk about whatever the cards bring forward. So we're going to be using the Carolyn Miss Archetypal card deck and the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. And then again, like I said, I'll plug in other ones just as I'm prompted to do as we move through the reading. All right. So we're going to break the week up into a couple of days together. So let's see here. And again, you know, take what resonates and just leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it's not for you, and don't try to make it fit or make yourself fit. It's just, again, free flowing. All right. So again, even though I'm doing this for the upcoming week on the calendar of where we're at right now, again, it's fluid. So whenever you find it is when it is for you. All right. So we're going to put Sunday, Monday, Tuesday together. Nice. The Alchemist. Do we have another one for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? Do we have another one that's for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday that we bounce between? It's kind of feeling that way. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday, oops. Okay, that's too much. Okay. So I asked for a little, and I look at what I got. There we go. All right, so we got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All right, let's look at Wednesday, Thursday. Let's look at Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday. What archetypes would best suit us to utilize for Wednesday, Thursday of the upcoming week? Wednesday, Thursday of the upcoming week. All right. Of course, I'll show you these close up once we get going. So let's do Friday, Saturday of the upcoming week. 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 What archetypes would best serve us? Ooh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So first one out was the Alchemist. Again, this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now, for some of you, it may literally be, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. For others, it may be a combination, or, it may be you're going to be all three on each day at given different times of the day. So we have the Alchemist, Vampire, Child Wounded. All right. So let's look at this now. So the Alchemist, when it is in the light, so when you're in alignment and moving in a aligned, harmonious way, right? We've got transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. When it's out of alignment, or the shadow side, right? You got misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So obviously, for the purposes of this channel, no judgment on others, but for me, I do everything in, of, by, through, and with utmost high of all that is, God, source, spirit, universe, whatever that is for you. So, and these did come out in the upright, but I would say be aware if, you ever have that moment of it's like, well, I could do A, B, C, but, and listen to that where it feels off. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe not a good idea. This doesn't make you a bad person. And again, we're human, we're all works in progress. But it is my hope that you would choose to move in the light, which is transformation of the base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Learning, moving in alignment, moving with balance, alignment, and harmony, right? Moving for yourself in a way that is healthy, that is bringing you the opportunity to either to raise your frequency, raise your vibration and your energies, right? Being in alignment and harmony. And I mean, stop and think about that, right? If you take your motives and your goals, right, and you transform them into wisdom. I mean, think about that for a minute. That's pretty powerful, right? We have so many experiences, good and bad as we perceive, right? And all points in between, that someone else can utilize our wisdom, our experiences, and even understanding our motives, right? Like, well, my motive for something is, well, I want to learn from this. I don't want to stay in this place. I want to go from here to there. How can I do that? And what are the steps? And what is going on inside of me that maybe is not helping me in that way, right? It's a process, but it's other people don't know that process. So maybe your alchemy can help support others into figuring that out for themselves. Next one we have out is Vampire. Okay, everybody gets freaked out automatically. It's like, right? But it's like, no, think about this, okay? Light attribute. This makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. Well, think about it. We, frequently we can have people around us who are just like, oh my gosh, when that person leaves, I'm just so exhausted. Or we're like, ugh, I really am I don't have the energy for this. I'm not up to this, right? So if we're saying things like that, or we're thinking things like that, or we feel like that, then clearly that is something that needs to be addressed, right? Because our energy is our energy, their energy is their energy. If anybody needs more energy, we all have equal opportunity to have access to utmost high, God, source, spirit, universe, right? Whatever that is for you. That is our life force energy where we can go to get a boost for our life force energy, right? In the shadow attributes, right? That's where we're depleting others for our own intuitive survival, where we're drawing on somebody else's energies that make us feel good. That also is for that when we're in this habit of chronically, constantly complaining, being that Debbie Downer, the negative Nancy. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that don't acknowledge your challenges and the hard times and the things that you're processing. Everybody needs to be able to release and vent and get that out of their system, right? We don't want to hold it in. We don't want it to fester, because then that's not healthy. It's when we go beyond to speaking it out loud, releasing it, processing it, so that we can get to a place where we can let it go. That's very different than just, I call it Eeyore syndrome, for anybody who knows who Winnie the Pooh is and his Eeyore donkey friend. And then there's codependency. Well, clearly most people know that codependent relationships are not healthy for anybody involved. So again, it's just be aware, and be aware if there's something in draining your life force that just sucks the life out of you, takes away your energy. If it's something that you are not willing or not ready to walk away from, it would be very beneficial for you to find what is your way of protecting your energy, setting those energetic boundaries as well as actual boundaries in how they're perceived in this dimension, so that you can ensure that your energy stays your energy, and that you're not taking on anyone else's energies, and that no one's taking your energy. And this isn't just people. This can be people, places, events, situations, whatever that looks like for you. It is important to be proactive and respectful and responsible with our own energies, frequencies, and vibrations, right? Next, we have child wounded. Child wounded. So when this is in the light, this is awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. To serve other wounded children. It opens the learning path of forgiveness. Okay, and when it's in the shadow, it blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. It resists moving on through forgiveness. So bottom line is, when we're blaming everybody else for, not only the dysfunctional relationships we have in our lives, but for the quality of our life, right? Instead of taking responsibility for that. Sorry about that. That's my dog responding to another dog. And when it's in the light, I have to shake the squirt bottle to make her realize, no, you can't be quite loud right now. In the light, of course, this is when we have that compassion, we have that empathy, and we want to help people, right? Other wounded children, right? And wounded children doesn't necessarily mean it's only children. If you feel that you're being called to help those who are wounded, who are in the path or have come out of the path that you've already walked, whether it was at any point in your journey, so not just a child, but as a young adult, as an adult, etc., follow that leading. But again, it's really, really important that, again, we're protecting our energy. We're not taking on their stuff. And it is not up to us to fix them, right? We can be somebody's cheerleader. We can be their encourager. We can be there to share our wisdom and our knowledge if they are seeking. But to just step in and start doing, well, now we're creating codependency. We're creating karma that we may not like when it comes back around. You know what I'm saying? We're also robbing them of their opportunities to learn for themselves. So we need to be careful about that. So that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, we have bully. So the bully, when it's in the light, it highlights your tendency to intimidate others, and it helps you to confront the inner fears that bully you, right? And the shadow part is conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So again, you know, you can look at these things and realize that they're not always fun, you know, they're not always, ooh, I want to go through that. Well, not necessarily, right? But are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to face yourself? And again, with non-judgment, right? It's not about judging yourself or blaming yourself or beating yourself up or others. It is simply, this is what it is. Okay, let me look at that. Get dirty, get messy, get in the ditch, get your knees dirty, and figure out the emotions so that you can move through healing, right? Highlighting your tendency to intimidate others, right? And is that something that you tend to do? Sometimes we can do that without even knowing it. Like, there are people who can come in and you just know they have a very commanding presence, but it takes a lot of wisdom and acknowledgement, a lot of discernment, and a lot of awareness to know how to weld that in a healthy, balanced, aligned way for both the person who has that commanding presence as well as everyone around them. Because someone who's balanced and healthy, who comes in with that commanding presence, it means, yeah, I'm a leader and I know how to utilize that, but I also know that I'm still teachable. I also know that I don't know everything. I also know that I'm here to be a part, not to take over, not to dominate, not to squelch other people. So again, it's important to be aware of that. And then obviously, if we're in this shadow part, well, then, you know, there's things that need to be done and addressed so that you're not, you know, verbally, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually abusing anyone else or yourself, right? And I'm not a professional. This is not, there is, you know, that's my disclaimer. I am not a professional. Read the disclaimers. There is, you know, if you need this, if you think that's something for you, go find a professional, right? So then we have the mother. So we've got the light attributes. This is the nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. In the shadow, it is smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. So I would say, you know, again, if this is you, if you're in this shadow part of it, it's not about, where was the one? Blaming others, right? The child wounded. It's not about blaming others. It's like, okay, this is what it is. So what do I do about that? How do I change that? How do I shift that? How do I make this different? How do I come to a place where and I don't mean make as in force, I mean make as in how do I process this in a healthy way so that I can come out on that other side and I can, you know, leave that stuff behind me because I've processed it and I've let it go. And, you know, again, look to someone else. If you need to do that, then you'll need to look for that type of assistance where you are. So we've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got Midas and Miser. So in the light, we've got entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything into gold, which again is right back here on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday with the alchemist, right? And a delight in sharing life's riches. And in the shadow part, it's hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. Okay, so again, alchemist, this is about, you know, turning things and, you know, anything into gold, right? Utilizing your creativity. Maybe you're an entrepreneurial and maybe you have an idea to create something. I think it would be a fantastic time when you're getting this card to, you know, look at it. Do I want to pursue this? Well, if this is an idea that's been given to me, then maybe that means it's something for me. And again, you know, we can always start the process, and if it takes us down a wrong turn somewhere, whatever we create in that way, we can uncreate it, obviously to a certain extent, right? Because no one is an island unto themselves. There is that rippling effect, the domino effect, but we can only do what we can do, right? The mentor, so passing on the wisdom and refining a student's character. So you see a theme here, right? The theme is, and then in the shadow, it's the inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master and imparting false instructions. So again, it's not wanting people to move on, where we're feeling like, oh, you can't, I don't want you to grow up and leave me. I don't want you to outgrow me, right? But then we're doing the vampire. So again, we can really see how we can move through these different things, and it is up to us to choose. Are we going to move through these things in the light, or are we going to move through these things in ways that just create imbalance, disharmony, misalignment, and much more within ourselves, as well as everyone that is, around us? It's because, again, we're not an island unto ourselves. What we do affects others, whether it's directly or indirectly. And that is not to say that, well, I can't do that because so-and-so wouldn't like it, or that would make them uncomfortable. That's not what I'm saying at all. I really honestly feel that if our goal and our movements are because we're creating balance, alignment, harmony, and authenticity within ourselves, if others fall away, whether that be people, places, things, situations, events, whatever, then it's just because you're on a different path. You're on a different path now. You're on a different wavelength, right? The vibrations don't match anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. No one's done anything wrong. It's just you're moving in a different direction. That's all there is to it. All right, so let's look at the wisdom of the hidden realms, and we're going to just see what do they have to say. So let's do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We have the alchemist, the vampire, and child wounded. What additional information for either our awareness or for us to do? And I think that's going to be 2. Well, see, we got 3, just like we have for the days. All right, chess queen. We've got trust and strategizing, which again makes sense. If you're the alchemist, you're trying to create something, you're trying to turn something from a base metal to gold, maybe there's a process. And notice how there's a lot of yellow and goldish colors in this card. So that makes complete sense to me. Then we have the prison wave, self-sabotage, poverty, consciousness. Again, woundedness and vampiring, those can both play a role in us taking on a habit, an attitude, perceptions, beliefs of being in poverty, of a poverty consciousness. And then we end up self-sabotaging ourselves, which could be things that we have learned from these wounds, right? Could be things that we've learned from either sucking the energy off of other people or allowing other people to do that to us. So again, be aware of these things. These are not to make you feel bad. It's okay. To me, it's, I say, everybody says, or there's that saying, knowledge is power. I don't know who said it first, but there's that knowledge is power. And to me, there's a second half to that. Knowledge is power, yes, but action is empowerment, right? Addressing these things within ourselves that need to be addressed, that need to be healed, so that we can move in more alignment and authenticity with our true soul self, our true self, right? We have to look at the things that are not so pleasant so that we can process them, so we can release them, so we can move beyond them, and they're not going to keep tugging and pulling on us to bring us back, right? And then we've got sacred union. Partnership and romance. Here's the thing. Yes, this can mean that you've got possibly meeting someone, a new person coming in a sacred union. It can mean romance, but it can also mean a partnership in a business sense, a partnership in a healing sense. It can mean other things beyond just romance. And a sacred union can mean, okay, this is from now until one of you parts from this reality. Or it can mean simply, this person is here to walk with me for a certain amount of my journey, a certain amount of time of my journey, so that I can process what I need to process and let go. Take it how it resonates for you. But again, it's just being aware. Being aware is so powerful. And then if we make that conscious effort to pay attention, right? It doesn't mean we're going to notice everything. I know I certainly didn't, and I still don't. You know, but I do what I can, and if I miss something and then I realize it, you know, days later or hours later, which trust me is way better, because it used to be years later, and then I'd be, oh wow, that's why that happened, because something would happen that would trigger the memory. You know, now I'm better at catching that in a much quicker time frame. But again, we are all a work in progress. So yeah, just being aware half the time is half the battle, right? All right, so what do you have for us for Wednesday, Thursday? What do you have for us for Wednesday, Thursday? We're looking at the bully and the mother. What do you have for us for Wednesday, Thursday? What do you have for us for Wednesday, Thursday for the upcoming week? Okay. We have the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. This makes total sense to me, right? And again, because we're looking at the mother, we're looking at the bully. Clear vision, being able to look at ourselves, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. We all have it. There's nobody on this planet that is perfect. We all have it. It doesn't matter if what you see and you perceive is, oh, well, they're always perfect. One, they didn't get to where they are. If they're in their authenticity, they're still not perfect, but they didn't get where they are by not dealing with their mess, right? So, and again, we're seeing, you know, discernment, clear vision, truly being honest with ourselves, and just without judgment, acknowledge where we are, right? Look at the details, the emotions, those things that have built up, because those are the things to look at, to process, to clean up, to clear out. And that, as we do that, our vision of our authenticity, our gifts, our talents, our skills, our abilities of what we want to do, what we're here to do, how we're going to, you know, details become clearer and clearer because we're doing our work. And I can't express that enough. I mean, it is so amazing when you've done some work, like you've had something come to your attention and you're like, okay, I'm going to look at this. What do I need to know about that? What are the beliefs around that? What are the wounds? What can I do to help and support and assist myself, right? When you do that and that has finally been processed and let go, oh my gosh, the amount of space that frees up for you on so many levels. Yes, internally, yes, in our mind and in our heart and even in our body, but even, you know, energetically speaking, and in other dimensions and realms and the other us's, if you will, it really does make a difference. And what you change for yourself in this reality changes things for the better or the worse, or you know, depending on your choices, right, of what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. But the bottom line is what you do here affects all of the yous. I know, and that's just my belief. So however many yous there are out in other dimensions, levels, realms, planes, realities, existences, right? All right, so what do we have for Friday and Saturday? What do you have for us for Friday and Saturday? What do you have for us for Friday and Saturday of this upcoming week? What do you have for us on Friday, Saturday for this upcoming week? Thank you. Do we have another one? Yes. Okay. What do you have for us for... Oh, okay, wait a minute. That's way too many. It's like half the deck. We'll take this one. Okay. Okay. Wow, no wonder why you showed me so many. Okay. All right. Friday, Saturday, we had the Mentor and the Midas or the Miser, right? We have the Eyes of Beauty, positive expectations, and clarity. So once again, we got clarity because the Ringmaster of Scrutiny also talked about clarity, right? Eyes of Beauty. So how, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So how you see things, how are you going to look at things? Are you going to look at things through pessimistic or optimistic or neutrality? How are you looking at things, and does that need to shift to better serve you in some way? We have the Metal King, discipline, armor, and boundaries. Well, that makes sense, right? Armor, well, if we've got people around us who are sucking the life out of us, well, yeah, we need to put on our armor. We need to set our boundaries. And if we don't know what healthy boundaries are, do some research, read, study, look things up, and discover for yourself what are healthy boundaries. What does that look like for me? Where do I need to adjust my boundaries for them to be strong and healthy? And then discipline. Don't allow yourself to violate your own boundaries, and don't allow others to violate your boundaries. This does not mean that we are unmoving and inflexible and rigid or anything like that. Again, everything is about coming to that center space, right? Just like the magician has the wand that is the same at both ends, it's the polarities. We're not wanting to be too far over in either direction. You're wanting that nice middle ground, that balance, that alignment, that harmony, that space of neutrality, right? Very, very appropriate for what we've got going on here. And then we have the Queen of Light, illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. Bottom line, all the work that you do to help yourself is going to create balance, alignment, harmony, authenticity, being your true self, being in your power, illumination, bigger, brighter understanding of yourself, illumination. This is what I need to work on. This is where I've already accomplished. This is where I've done this much, but now if I go this other step, it's just going to take it all that farther. Enlightenment, ascension, understanding, having a reason to celebrate. I don't care how small of a step or an accomplishment you think something is. Allow yourself to acknowledge and celebrate the accomplishments that you have already done, right? Okay, so there we go. Oh, look at that. See, yeah. The River Queen, flow, letting go, right? Processing this stuff, going with the flow, what comes up, let me deal with it. Let me truly deal with it. And so I can process it, and then I can let it go. And the more and more you do that, the more and more natural your movement within yourself and of yourself and by yourself actually takes place. So there you go. I hope this reading resonates with you. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye.